So it's been a minute. Hi, it's been a little while. I have moved. This is a very nice nook corner. Up there you can only see 1.5 right now, but I actually have some, I have hung up the paintings that the rats did oh so long ago. I think on camera I only got 1, but we continued and I have 3. I live in an apartment. My roommate has a beautiful little kitten. Her name is Capone and she likes to scream, so she'll probably be screaming a lot. Example A. It's about time that I just gave you guys like a full rat update. My most popular video is actually when I brought the rats out into public, and so I've thought about redoing that. I also wanted to like say a few things about it. I got a comment recently that was concerned that it would get the rats too cold, it was endangering them, something bad could happen. They could get colds from being out, and while it's true that rats have super sensitive respiratory systems, I really was not endangering them. I took 1 out at a time. It was super controlled. They were on me, and I know their temperaments and their like, do you mind? I know their temperaments and like the signs that they would show if they weren't okay with going out. That's, for example, that's why I didn't bring Mavis out, because I know she's not the type of rat that wants to just sit on you. She likes to run around. She's very extroverted and adventurous, and while none of that is a bad thing, it just is not really compatible with taking her out and about. So I didn't, right? So it's not necessarily that I was totally disregarding their needs. I really wasn't. They really enjoy going out and being able to smell new things, and it really, I don't know the science behind it, so I could be totally wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But to me, it seems that it gives them a lot of like mental stimulation. Not that it necessarily just like exhausts them, but it does tire them out enough that then they can rest and not be so like cagey. And that's really good for them. I don't like them to feel trapped or feel cagey, even though they have a cage and I don't just let them free roam all the time, especially with a cat around. I'm not gonna risk that. So that was the first thing I wanted to address. The second thing is I'm going to be putting my video where I gave the rats baths on private, and it's not because I don't like, it's not because I'm trying to hide that I did that. It's just because I don't want someone to see that video and have that be the only video they see, because since then, at that point, I did think that that was appropriate for rats. How you doing? But now I've come to learn that like using soap on them is very drying for their skin, and it's not good for their natural oils. And so I've stopped. If they need some sort of like encouragement to groom themselves, I use a little bit of coconut oil and I put it in their fur, which they much prefer because they really like coconut oil. I don't overdo it, like I don't make them super stinking greasy, but it does make them smell better, and they like it because it's a fun treat. It encourages them to bathe themselves. So I'm gonna put that on private just because I don't want that to be the only thing someone sees and have them think that that's how they should cleanse their rat. Rats are pretty good at self-cleaning. That's my update there. Wow, already 5 minutes in, okay. The third thing I really wanted to address really quick is, obviously you guys don't know this, but my rat Ethel, and I'll put in a picture of her here, actually passed away. Rats tend to live about 2 to 3 years. But Ethel died at 9 months, and I always knew she was a little anxious and a little strange, so I catered to that really carefully. I brought her out of her shell, and I did as much as I could for her. But rats are typically a prey animal, so if they're sick, they're very good at hiding it until the very end. And so my thought is, after doing research, is that I think she was born with a heart condition, and that's what in the end killed her. Again, we didn't know that she was actually sick because rats are super good at hiding it, and by the time we knew, it was 100% too late. If you want me to go more into detail on that, I definitely can in a separate video. Just let me know. Oh God, she's messing with the camera. I understand that there's a lot of people that have probably gone through a similar thing or have questions because they saw stuff going on with their rat and they just want to know, I guess, like, have an answer, because it is super scary, especially because she was only 9 months old and it felt very, very sudden from the outside looking in. I'm glad she's at peace now and she's out of pain. So then we'll get to the rats. Okay, ow, I just crushed my toe, ow. We'll start with Wednesday. She is still doing very well. She's still a thick girl, and actually she turned 1 towards the beginning of September, and just with moving and everything, I wasn't able to film a video, but we definitely did give her a lot of extra treats and love for her birthday. It was a little sad because she and Ethel would have been sharing a birthday, so it's a little sad that they weren't able to have that together, but you know, life goes on. So I don't know if rat grief is even a thing, but they're very good at, like, at emotions, and so maybe it is. Maybe they just noticed that something was different. They can definitely feel when things are changing. They did not like the move, but they're settling in really well now, and they are happy. So there's Wednesday. She's doing very well. She, as I can see, is healthy as a horse. She's still eating just fine. She loves treats. She loves people. Hi. And she's a good girl. Bless you. I guess because rats technically live 2 to 3 years, she's probably approaching middle-aged, which is really weird to think about, but she is still doing just fine. We'll go on. Say goodbye. Yeah, good girl. Next we have Griselda, or Grizz. She has always been bad at adjustments ever since she was really, really little. She's never liked, when she was first taken away from her mom, she didn't like it at all. She became very anxious and then when I adopted her, and there were 4 girls in the litter and I only adopted 2 of them. Did you sneeze on me? Okay. Bless you. I only adopted 2 of the 4, and so that took an adjustment period, but then she became just very attached to me, which was nice because I could keep that as a constant for her. However, every time we move, like, I'm in school, so over the summer and during quarantine, for most of it, obviously we're still in quarantine, but I'm out of the house now. We went home, and that was a big adjustment again. Even though she's been there before, it was a big change, and now we're in a totally new place, and it's again another adjustment for her, but she's doing really well for the most part. She's chattering right now. She's very happy. But she does get that stress hormone, and I'm sure I've talked about it before, but if I haven't, rats, they will get a little bit of a sort of red secretion around their nose or their eyes, and it's not blood, it's just a stress hormone that they produce, and I don't know why they produce it. If someone does know, please let me know. But then you'll notice rats that have white fur, sometimes it'll turn a little orangey because they are producing this hormone and then they're grooming themselves, and so it kind of like rubs it into their fur. It's not harmful to them, it's just their way of saying I'm stressed out and I'm nervous. But she is very good. She's also healthy. Picking up her after, she's a healthy weight. She's like a healthy rat. She's very healthy, a good size, average, I would say. Do you want to go hide? Okay. Well, Mavis is a bit of a larger rat, and she's not big. She just has like a larger bone structure. She has a broader shoulders, a wider head, everything. And then Wednesday, of course, is Wednesday, and she's a little larger. So Grizz, in comparison to her sisters, seems super small. but she's average. So I always have to remind myself, like, I can't base her size off of the other rats because they're all they have very different builds from each other. Even Ethel, she was teeny tiny. She had a super different build from all of the others too. So none of them have had similar sizes, really. They're all very different in size and shape. And so I have to remind myself that, like, don't base her size as small off of the other rats, just base hers off of like how she's been, what sizes she's been, stuff like that. So I always get nervous about the possibility of her like losing a lot of weight, but she's not. She's just skinny compared to the other rats. And she still really likes to hide. She's always liked to just like cuddle up and hide and feel safe. She doesn't like open spaces. She's very, very opposite of Mavis. So she's over here. I have my tumor on my side. That's the rat. See? Are you done now? Yeah, hi. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get your sister, okay? Okay, and then finally we have Mavis, who I wanted to do last for a reason. She has probably had the most change. General health, she's very similar, aside from the fact, and this is gonna sound a lot scarier than it is, she has a small tumor. You can kind of see it poking out right there. It's about the size of, like, I would say, a pecan half, I would say, is about the size of it. It's not really bothering her at all, and it is benign, which I will show you how to be able to tell if it's benign or malignant. For just real quick brush up, malignant is cancerous, benign is not. But it's a benign tumor, so basically it's just a fatty lump. In my experience and in my research, they are super, super common in rats. And honestly, as long as it's not causing her great discomfort, it's nothing to worry about, which I don't think she's even noticed it yet. I'll get closer to show you this. See, it's that lump right there. She's doing just fine. The way you can tell if it's benign or malignant, do you mind if I show them? I know you want to go run around, but here, just really quick, honey. Is because it's benign, I can wrap my fingers all the way around it, aside from like her fur. You know, I can separate it from her body. Hey, I know you guys like to play through the bars, but this is enough, okay? Get out of here, Capone. Thank you. Okay, well, she's back, so I'll just watch it. Dude, wrap your fingers all the way around if it is benign, because if it's benign, it's only attached by like basically one vein or one blood supply. So, excuse me. It's not something to be concerned about. It's just an extra little fatty deposit. And it's in her left armpit. I've been monitoring the size. I noticed it a couple weeks ago. And it really hasn't changed in size, so it's not like rapidly growing or anything. It's not, again, like, don't really worry about it. Just something to monitor and make sure it's not getting in her way, which it really isn't. Hi, honey. Are you really feeling the need to do that right now? Thank you. Mavis just wants to run. But you always want to do that, huh? So that's, in summary, that's how they're doing. Good grief. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Okay, I'm gonna put Mavis back so then Capone maybe will leave the camera alone. I know, your life is hell. That's about it. That's the summary of like just a big rat update, the things I was concerned about, the things I wanted to make sure to address. Let me know if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns down below. Like, subscribe, and again, comment. And yeah, thanks for watching. I guess this means I'm a beauty guru now. The more you know.